guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're jumping back into some more mechanical mastery, and today we're automating the Nether star and farming some wither farts. I hope you guys are ready. So last episode, we ended up getting into industrial foregoing, and we got all of the stuff set up, and now this is going to make it a lot easier for us today to get ether gas, aka collecting wither farts. I don't know, I just can't give up calling it wither farts. There's just something about it, right? It just kind of brightens my day when it gets to this point. Now, to get the wither farts, well, we're going to have to make a wither. And to make a wither, we're going to need wither skull or skeleton skulls. And we can't just farm wither skeletons because that's just not a thing in here. We have a mob farm. We might get wither skeleton skulls, or we might get skeleton skulls from that farm, but not wither skeleton skulls. And from what I looked, there's really no way to get wither skeletons. Actually, I never even checked if there was a proper nether, right? I just assumed that the nether, since it never mentioned it, was just not in here. So I do want to try this, and let's grab a flint, and let's see if this even ignites. Flint and steel. Yeah, I don't think that there's a way to capture them and summon them in. If there is, that'd be kind of fun. But I never expect that, right? I never expect a mod pack to do that. Let's see. Does this actually take us to a sky nether? You know what? I didn't even think to do this. Why? And I wonder if there's even structures though. Like we may have this here. Oh my gosh, there is. So we don't have to do it the way that the pack intends us to do it with automation. I mean, it wouldn't be horrible to do it in that right and never go here. But there's straight up a portal right there. Or not a portal, a fortress. Which has blazes and everything. I never even thought to do this. What is wrong with me? By the way, I've already lost. Oh my gosh, I lose my direction in here when there's no blocks. I guess the only thing I could set up a add waypoint. You know, I never thought to go to the dimension. What is wrong with me? All right, let's see. All right, we're heading towards it. I have no armor, so this is an incredibly bad idea. But we could just completely grab these guys, and then we can summon them in using industrial foregoing, which I don't know if is better than the options that are available to us. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I actually kind of want to go the route that the pack has intended and not really go the route of the portal here. That's kind of what I want to do, I think. I want to go the route that it's wanting me to do for automation. It may cost a little bit of EMC to do it this way, but overall, I think this is going to work. Now, to get wither skeleton skulls, we need a metallurgic infuser that is going to need enriched darkness to kind of raise up the amount of darkness we have to get more out of the raw, because this is the essence, and it costs 20,000 EMC for one of these. So one of these is only going to produce a little bit, only 10 millibuckets. We don't want that. We want this, which is going to produce 200 millibuckets. And each one of these heads only cost 40, so we can get several heads out of the 200 that we're going to have built up here. Now, when it comes to the math on this and getting the equivalents, basically we'll have the dark essence, and one of these dark essences should, or the enriched dark essence, one of these enriched should get us 5 skeleton skulls. Now, I am going to need to craft skeleton skulls. So thankfully, there's a crafting recipe for this. So it is going to require this stone, which we do have access to. Most of it's just EMC. It's going to cost a little bit there. And a little bit of lapis has to be processed. But overall, crafting this is also pretty easy. So we'll have regular skeleton skulls that are going to go through a crafting process up here. And then the actual wither skeleton skulls need to go through the metallurgic infuser. So I need to get one of these crafted up. I think what I'm going to do is I just want to extend. Oh gosh, the flight messes everything up going up the elevators. I kind of want to just add another side to this and just have another infusing factory set up in the exact same way as this, and just place it on this side. That way we don't really mess with all of these when we have this set up for automation. Now, for this particular setup, we have to think about a couple of things for making the enriched darkness. I need to know that this cost 40 refined obsidian, which means if we used enriched obsidian, then we are going to be able to get 2 crafts out of this. So when I set this up, I need to say that within mechanism and the refined ingredients, actually the enriched ingredient, we need to make sure we say for 1 enriched, we are going to get 2 of these, which means we're going to get an output of 2, I do believe. Just to verify, I need to make sure here. So this costs 40. I know that one of the refined or the enriched is going to get us a total of 80 refined obsidian, which means we need to double this up in order to utilize all that this is going to produce off the one. So, yep, that should be correct here. And that is pretty much it automated there. So if you're following along and you're wanting to make sure you have all of the enrichments, I honestly should probably split up a lot of these enrich. I should probably have more than 1 enrichment into our giant automation section here, but I think this enrichment factory does a really good job of getting everything done, even with the max speed upgrades it has in it. So that is just one small part. So we almost have wither skeleton skulls automated. So now that we have this produced, we take a look in our quests. It wants us to go ahead and, for one, make it. So let's just take a look at darkness. This is added by Cube.js, by the way. And let's just make a couple for now. And this should produce it pretty quickly. Because, well, it first has to make the refined, which it should do first. It shouldn't attempt to make the others. I should probably check that. I wonder if it takes priority depending on what position it's in this. So there it goes. It should be making the refined. Before I know it, this should be going on. And I've already got this configured. And is it working? Oh, that's right. I never even put the pattern. I never even made the pattern. I am a dork. Wait, no, I did make the pattern. It's a, oh. I put it in here. That is not how it works. Oh, no. I think the craft still... Is it still trying to process? Let's cancel the craft. And now, let's make it. I think that is going to work. So it's pretty much the enrichment chamber for this, right? Or is my brain just blanking today? Nope, it's definitely crafting it. It's definitely crafting it. Okay. I just didn't put an importer on here yet. So now we'll have an importer on here and things should be working as intended. All these minor steps that I have to go through. So there it is. So all of it's done, ready to go, and looking good. And we now have the essence. So we should be able to take this and make ourselves our first wither. Now the other part that I need to get done is just to make sure I have this set up for a craft. So we need to have that skeleton skull that gets put in here. And then we need darkness. And then we need to tell this to go into here. Now, this is going to make 5. So if I remember the math correctly, 5 of those, which means it'll make 5 wither skeleton skulls for 1 darkness. So this is also another process that is going to take place inside of this factory. So I think what I want to do is make sure that goes in first, and then I should be able to request wither skeleton skulls, and that should send all the ingredients to here. Or at least I hope so. It has to do some crafts first. Making sure everything is going in correctly. Why am I so nervous? I have no idea. Let me go down and check real quick. This is why having this is really important. Okay, so it has to craft all of the bone first. That is one of the major problems, I think, is just processing all of the bone. I wonder if there's a faster way of doing the bone other than using create. I mean, there is the pulverizer. This is probably the best as far as like the use of our resources though. But we could always just manually craft this and just have it just manually craft into the bone mill instead, which could be significantly faster. Yeah, I think removing this from here is probably the best idea. And we'll just do the crafts by hand, I think. That'll be a much better idea for the bone mill. It's going to cost a bit more bone, but we are also producing bone in our mob farm, which might compensate for the whole setup. So Yeah, I'm not too worried here. Let's go ahead and just handcraft bone. Boop. There we go. And now we have another recipe for bone. And that should be significantly faster. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. And let's go ahead and craft 5 more skulls. Right, we'll say 5 more. We'll see how much faster this is. This doesn't even have speed upgrades. If we were to put some speed upgrades in, it would be significantly faster. Let's take a look. Speed. And we can speed this bad boy up. And then that'll happen instantly. Yeah, the craft's already done. And it should have already sent it over here. And we should already have the skulls. Look at there. There's the skulls. Very nice. Now, I do need this enriched darkness to be in my inventory to complete the quests. Very cool. So I have my dimension now set up. I'm going to use a compact machine for this, but what I'm going to do is we're about to drain the wither. That starts to sound really weird, but we're going to be relieving the wither. There we go. That's better. Of its wither farts. Because we need to get ourselves ether gas. Ether gas is this process that is kind of over here. It's how we're going to get access to supreme machine frames. Ultimately, it's a way we can get like 25 million RF per tick, because that's what we're going to need for all of the generators to get up and running. The generator setup is quite easy, and it's basically a free 25 million RF per tick. That's really easy to get. Really helpful for the SPS and getting antimatter. Now, we also have the Wither Builder, which is required for this. So we're going to have to get this set up before we can even start thinking about automating the wither process. So to make this happen, it's quite simple, actually. We just need a lens. So I already have the purple lens crafted up. And we're going to need the stasis chamber. Now, a stasis chamber, which I don't know. Did I already craft it? Let's go ahead and craft that. A stasis chamber basically suspends the wither and holds it in its state before it actually explodes. So it will actually just completely stop and puts it into kind of like a no AI sort of thing. Now, you can't kill the wither while it's stasised, because to be able to actually kill the wither, it has to get out of its invincibility stage. And so using a stasis chamber on a wither wouldn't actually work out very well. But for this particular process, it is insanely helpful. Because we're going to be using a fluid drill on it. Now, I was looking, and you might think, if you're familiar with industrial foregoing, that we could probably set up like an ore drill, and I just realized the ore drill has no recipe. So you're not going to be mining ore in this pack with an ore laser drill. You can get fluids such as lava and things like that, but it's really not necessary in this pack. Maybe there's some other things that you can use the fluid laser for. I really don't know. It just seems like it's lava or ether gas. Yeah, that's the only things that are in here. And you don't really need lava to be mined. So let's start doing this for the wither, right? I think that's going to be perfect. I think we have everything we need. Really, you just need a stasis chamber. You need the laser drill. You need the purple lens. We're going to need some tanks. And I definitely want a tank. I'm thinking maybe a black hole tank is going to be a good idea for this. I should probably go ahead and just set up an auto crafting recipe to make one of these. Yeah. That way we can just craft one of these and just have the ether gas immediately go into it. Now, we are going to need some upgrades as well. That's going to help out. We can worry about those in a bit. I'm going to need a storage, external storage, and some cables, because I want to run some cables to this, and I want to have it hooked in to my main refined storage. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. And all of this is going to be done inside of a compact machine for safety reasons. So inside of our room here, let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm going to leave a block gap here, and I'm going to place down my stasis chamber. So the stasis chamber, when powered, is going to allow this all to work. Now the wither is 3 blocks tall. We need to keep that in mind. I need to go up 3 blocks, just like so, from the actual stasis chamber. And this is where the wither is going to be suspended. And now above that is going to be the fluid laser base. This is what's actually going to mine the ether gas from the wither. Now, these laser drills can go in all kinds of different formats. You don't have to put them a single block away. I used to think that in earlier versions and older versions, but I've learned a lot more about this mod. And so long as it fits within the displayed area, for some reason, the working area is not showing. Can I get the working area to show in this? Well, let's just assume this is actually the working area of this machine. This right here is the working area, and then you also have this down here and this down here. So a full 3x3 cube is this machine's working area. So we can place this in all kinds of different ways and configurations to get this to work. Hopefully. I don't know why it's not showing the working area. So what we should be able to do is place it all like this onto this, and this should work. And we could even place some up here, and this should still work. Like these should still technically encapsulate the laser. You can see they are actually going into the laser. At least the particle effects are. Just like that. Perfect. That's what we want. Now on here, we want to make sure to have the purple laser. Now it does say the minimum depth in any biome is -64 and 256. So you're fine leaving this. You don't really have to modify anything there. And then on this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure this tank is set to pull, and it's going to pull the fluid from the middle there. The middle actually doesn't need to receive anything. It might be good to actually have this raised up. I'm thinking, let's see, cable. We can probably do a pipe actually. Let's just do a basic pipe because I don't think we're going to need anything faster than that. I want to be able to access this. The machine so I can apply the upgrades. Otherwise, I would just have this whole thing nice and compact like that. Can I get in here? There's like, there we go. So now that should be able to pull the fluid, and that's going to lead into this. Perfect. Well, looks good to me. Hopefully I have not been too confusing. So yeah, this can receive upgrades. All of these can receive upgrades, which I'm probably going to do here in a moment. Now I do need ender gates on all of these to give power to everything except for the middle. This actually doesn't need any power. Now this does need power though. And then this has a range here. You can see that holds the whole wither, and that's exactly what we want to see. 3 blocks tall. And now we just need to build a wither. I think this whole thing is already set up, ready to go. It's going to be receiving power and sending the fluid into here. And the wither is just going to leave us alone. So oh, let's do this. Now, the reason I put it in this dimension is just in case we have a whoopsie doopsie and we run out of power somehow and our stasis chamber shuts down. That will release the wither, thus causing some problems. And it'd be nice to just have it, you know, kept inside of here so we don't have a wither that's just rummaging through our base. Yeah, like a nice griefer. I'd prefer not to have that happen. So here we go. We can go ahead and get this placed in. And this should start the process of wither pulling. I don't even know, like wither fart collection. It says Withering Heights, but as you can see, it's not doing anything. It's just sort of stuck right now. And now we're collecting ether gas. So here it is. Ether gas collection system. Now, I definitely also want to keep this chunk loaded, so I've made sure to do that. Now, heading back, I want to start working on crafting up all the upgrades for it, so that way we have, you know, significant speed going into this. I think that is going to be pretty nice. So we can do like 20 of these. Let's get like 20 of these going and 20 of these. All of this is going to help make that ether gas even faster. So I just ended up completing this section, and oddly enough, they put the ether gas bucket up here, and none of my other stuff ended up accepting into this quest. So it's kind of weird that ether gas is up here first because I had to use all the machines. So I just had to recraft all of these machines in order to technically get this. Like, I feel like you should craft all of these items, then get the ether gas bucket, not need the ether gas bucket, but I kind of understand, I guess. But it kind of made the quest a little wonky where I had to recraft the stuff. But at this point now, we should be able to make the machine frame. And that's even more industrial foregoing crafting, right? But the main reason I wanted to get this up is because it's actually going to be required for some stuff here soon. This is used in quite a few things. The ether gas, not this. This is fermented ore meat. What? All right, Supreme machine frame. This is everything that's needed. And yet again, another thing to add to our automation over here. Very, very cool. Look at that. All of them done now. And so, what do we need ether gas for? that is probably a good thing to look at because we're going to need this in the future. You can see right here, the final star is going to require an entire bucket worth of it, 10 buckets of it worth to create a creative flux efficiency. It's going to be used to make all of this stuff. So a mycelial reactor, which of course that's going to be something we work on later on. And fluid encapsulator is used to make the localized time destabilizer. This is what's going to allow our machines, our thermal machines, to effectively work with the watch of flowing time, which up to this point I've not really needed a watch of flowing time. I think a watch of flowing time would effectively sort of break the majority of the things that I have going on. So yeah, there's been really no need for a time in the bottle. I've really had no need as well for a watch of flowing time just yet. But of course, it's probably going to be necessary for these, as these guys are just insanely slow for absolutely no reason. Just no reason to be this slow. Now at this point, it's time for us to set up the automated wither killer. So now that we have this, we have the ability to make the wither killer, I do believe, or the wither builder. Actually, I think we have to kill the wither manually first to be able to make the wither builder. Correct, but the wither builder also needed ether gas. It needs a supreme frame. So we're gonna have to kill the wither manually. So let's go ahead and grab soul sand. Now, this is what I wanted to test out. Does dark glass protect you from the wither? Because I couldn't find any documentation on it. It doesn't mention dark glass anywhere in the book. I just don't know if there's any sort of wither-proof blocks. Other than like obsidian, I don't know. So that's sort of a thing. Also, are there pumpkins by any chance? Because I could use iron golems to kill the wither for me. No, unless like melon seeds are found somehow inside of a dungeon, inside of like the Nether. Because we didn't even go to the end. I don't even know if you can go to the end in this pack. I don't know how you would go to the end. Is that even a thing? I'm so confused by the fact that I was even able to go to the Nether. Yeah, I don't see any reference. None of the quests or anything reference anything adventuring into the end. There are things like the dragon angel wings and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting off track. All right, I've got to kill the wither. The easiest way to do that is to go back and make the ProjectE tools. I think I'll be completely fine if I just finally break down and make all the ProjectE stuff again, and I just be very careful with it and just don't destroy my base with all this stuff again like I did last time. I crafted all of it and then had to load it back up and then it was gone again. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to craft all of these things. As you can see, we have all of the EMC, so and the fact that it's a part of refined storage is a godsend. It's so nice. But the tool that I'm looking for that can insta-kill the wither is the Qatar. So the red Qatar has an ability to insta-kill mobs, and one of them being the wither. Now, for the Qatar, in order to do this, you need to go into your keybinds and set something up for the extra functions. That is what is going to allow this to work. Now, we do need to charge up the Qatar fully, and to do that, you hit V, and then to decharge, you hit Shift V. So as you can see, the Qatar is fully loaded, locked and loaded, and ready to go. I think the best way to test this would be to go into maybe our mob farm. So right into here. And we should be able to test out the AoE on this with our mobs being in here even. So as you can see, I just used it. And it kills them just like that by hitting that extra function, which I have mine bound to X. Yeah, it'll actually kill these mobs, believe it or not. But one good thing is it pretty much annihilates the wither. Now to prep for the wither, I can't. This outfit is just too goofy looking. But this is the dark matter set, and I'm just sort of prepping myself for a wither fight. I don't think it's going to get too crazy, but I do have myself prepped and ready to go for this. So let's go ahead and do this fight. It shouldn't take very long at all. We will have to withstand the base explosion. But other than that, we should be fine. And I'm going to do it inside of the compact machine. I shouldn't have to worry about it breaking any of the walls or anything like that. but I'm going to place it in the corner so I can sort of stand back. And as soon as this thing is ready to go, I'm going to be using that AoE effect, and we're going to see if this insta-kills the wither, because I'm pretty sure it does. And then we can get the wither builder set up and automated. Yep, there it goes. So instantly use that effect. And as you can see, the wither is dead. Yeah, ProjectE is really powerful, guys. So now that I have everything, as you can see by the quest, I've went ahead and made the wither builder and also the mob crusher that we're going to be using for this. We can now go into another compact machine. So we have a compact machine for maintaining the what is it called? Ether gas. I get that all confused. The ether gas, and then over here is going to be for making the stars. And it's just best to have these in compact machines. I really hate seeing the like wither boss bar notification pop up all the time. It does get kind of annoying, but we should be able to get by with just these couple of items. Now, as far as blocks being broken, I don't know if we even have to worry about wither-proof blocks. Nor do I know, but I really want to test and see if these industrial foregoing blocks, these dark glass, are actually wither-proof. So it'll be worth a shot, right? Worth a test. I'm also going to need some cables that we're going to be dragging along. I don't know if this is technically connected, but I am going to need this going sort of up like that. I can have this really anywhere. So right here is our cables set up. We're going to have a crafter as well. That is going to go right here. That should be enough space. We want the crafter on the wither builder. And the wither builder has a range. You can see kind of, it's nice and green in here, kind of dark. But it does give a single block space. That allows us to have a block that this goes under. Now, just to be safe with the wither in how it actually spawns in, we want to leave a one wide gap on the sides and a one wide gap on the top for the wither. We want to make sure that the wither has sufficient space. Otherwise, the wither's going to get kind of crazy and is going to want to jump out of its containment box, which can be kind of annoying. But it should be fine fitting in this nice little square area that I'm making right now. Now, with me using protection here inside this area, we do have to change some settings. So the wither builder, I believe, is considered a fake player. So I have to go over to the server settings and I have to allow fake players over here. That should allow for the fake players and allow the wither builder to work. Otherwise, we are going to have immediate problems. And I also believe this is why my my tree farm stopped working, because I had claimed my entire base and it actually made the deployers not work, which is kind of unfortunate. But there we go. So we have this all set up. We can actually go ahead and turn this off. We have no need for anything else. We need to make sure that it'll input everything, which it should. And now we just need to get a recipe going for this. We also need an importer. And the importer needs to be hooked up to our mob crusher. That's going to be pulling in the items. And I'm going to set this to consume essence for looting. Mobs won't generate essence, but each will have a random chance of looting. I think that's fine. I don't really need to be generating essence from this. It really doesn't make any matter. So I'm going to carry this over. And this is just going to be on request. So anytime we need a nether star, we'll just have to make sure that it is a request, because it is quite expensive on us as far as EMC goes to have the wither. I know I have over 1 billion EMC, I know, but that could go away quite quickly if I just started producing a bunch of nether stars, right? If I just start using tons and tons of that dark essence, which costs 20,000 each, it could get really expensive really fast. All right, so I think we're just about ready. This has power. We need a range upgrade on it. I don't think I need a speed or to worry about a speed upgrade on any of these, really. And let's head back and create our nether star. Oh goodness, our nether star crafting pattern. So for the nether star, we're going to need, let's see, nether star. We can go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and use a processing pattern. We'll say a nether star, one nether star is the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4 soul sand and 3 wither skulls. And so this is going to be our pattern for creating that star. And so anytime we request a single one, it should send those items into the Wither Builder to then start producing. So let's have our fingers crossed and hope that this actually works. So it spawned in. Are these blocks witherproof? I have no idea, but I need my guitar out just in case. Let's find out. And they are. And it's dead. And there's our Nether star. So there we go. We have the Wither and Nether stars fully automated. Pretty simple, honestly. And with that, guys, we are one more automation closer to getting to that final part of this mod pack. And I do appreciate you guys a lot for all of your continued support. So be sure, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, as we're getting really close to 600,000 subscribers and I can't do it without you guys. And give this video a huge thumbs up, you know, for the algorithm. Of course, guys, it is now time to thank the amazing supporter of today's video as well. And that huge thanks, I'm going to butcher, I know it, is going to go out to Scabby? I think I said that right. I have no idea. But thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and getting access to all of the amazing stuff that we have over there, including subservers, which at the moment, as of the time of this video, we do have a new SkyTea mod pack that is available that everybody's playing on. Even I'm playing on it over there and having a blast. It is quite the mod pack, though. So bear in mind. The start is kind of fun, though. Anyways, guys, I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.